Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another CSGO update video. My name is whisenhunt. I am a longtime competitive CS player and commentator. Here, just letting you know, guys, soon ESEA actually has already started, including the CSGO Season 1.6 and Source. Around the league will be back on ESEAnews.com, hosted by me, along with the Match of the Weeks, of course, being hosted by me as well. So, expect some exciting things coming up. Okay, but on to other things. The new Counter-Strike Global Offensive update is out. If you did not see my previous video, I recommend that you go watch it. It's called CSGO verse 1.6 is the recoil really wrong. I will provide a link down below. Watch that before you check this out. Kind of see the difference, because I'm not going to do a side-by-side this time around. I might in a later video, but that way you can see what has changed exactly. So without further ado, let's jump into the game. And once again, if it's your first time watching my videos, I do not edit anything. Everything is live to tape. So let's create a game here. Let's go to competitive mode. By the way, for Demolition, they did add some new maps, which I'm not going to go into right now. I will possibly at a later date, or I'll see if Corey will, or we'll just do a stream on that. By the way, make sure while we're loading here, go follow me on Twitter. It is at JimmyWhiz, at JimmyWhis, where I post all of my videos as they come along. Of course, always subscribe to the YouTube. And, yeah, so the Twitter is good for me because I can post out if you guys would like to see some of the top North American teams battle it out in Source when 1.6. I do update and let you guys know when those are going live. You can also check ESEAnews.com. My game is taking incredibly long to load here, but it looks like we are about to get into the game. So, the reason I mentioned to go watch my previous video is it had to do with screen shake. Not necessarily just screen shake. A lot of people thought that that's what I meant by that, but what I really meant was the feedback we get, which is screen shake to a point. So let's kind of show you what I mean. 2, 3. Once again, there will be no side-by-side this time around. But first off, we're going to jump into the AK-47. Before, it was a very linear path. It was very bland, very flat, and it felt like, for those of you who've been playing long enough, Day of Defeat. Day of Defeat had some major issues with the recoil because it was floaty, for lack of a better word. You fired your weapon, and it was like, It's like all it really did. It was just like, It was really annoying. But here we actually have some feedback now. But like I said before, it really felt like a... I don't know, it was just really bland. You really couldn't tell where your bullets were going without just staring at a wall like this close and looking at bullet holes. They're hard to see from a distance. And we didn't have the feedback to really tell where they were going. Now, I want to point out one thing real briefly here. The one thing that I want to point out is that in 1.6, the method was flawed, which is okay. I mean, we're used to it. Which just basically means we're going to have to get used to the screen shake in this game, but it's going to be better. In 1.6, as you fired your weapon, as I'll show you right now, it would go... Like, your bullet would go here, right? If your recoil is to the max, your screen might be over here, even though your bullet was here. In this model of kickback, is what we're going to call it, the kickback follows directly where your bullets are going. I'm going to completely do an uncontrolled spray and show you what I mean. Notice the screen is shaking all over the friggin' place. So if it goes to the left, it kind of jerks you that way. It goes to the right, kind of jerks you that way. If up, that way, down, whatever it is. So to a lot of 1.6 players, it's going to be more intuitive to learn how to spray in this game, just because we have some tactile feedback that Source really didn't quite nail, and we didn't have in previous iterations of this beta. So we'll take a look at the full spray here. You can tell, like, it's just instinctive to me to look and kind of feed off of the feedback I'm getting to decide where my recoil control is going to go next. I'm going to show you guys the M4 real quick as I jump over to the other team. Once again, I cannot thank you guys enough for watching. I'm going to shamelessly plug myself again here towards the end, so if you missed the Twitter information, it will be shown again. Dun dun dun. I should have turned freeze time off, but I am just that forgetful. Okie dokie. Now, of course, because the AK-47 does have a fairly freaking insane recoil pattern, just because it's the AK and it's always been that way, the M4 is going to have a little bit less of the kickback. So, you can just notice that, like, the gun doesn't move around quite as much. The screen starts shaking a little bit more towards the end, but that's when the recoil starts to get out of control, of course, just like other weapons. But it makes things a lot easier. Another thing that they changed as well with the weapons is there were issues with the... how do you call it? The groupings of the bullets with the first few shots. The first two would be perfect, okay? Like, they would be just like that. Like, you get hit 2 shots. Well, the third one, it'd go pow, pow, pow. Like, it's instantly up. So now, you can actually do 3-shot bursts. You can even do 5-shot as long as you control it properly, which is a huge deal. Not only does it help the bursting, it helps with the spraying as well. I heard a lot of people complaining before, including Jordan Gilbert. In his video, while we were at PAX East, he had... he was sitting over the BOC and tried to spray somebody down and says, I just feel like we're all retarded. Well, Jordan, I hope this helps you out. Speaking of, Jordan Gilbert has expressed the interest in helping us out, so hopefully that'll add some credibility to what we're trying to say as far as feedback goes. And once again, thank you all for your support that made all this possible. Let's jump back over one more time and show you guys what a full spray looks like. And of course, I always do these at short distance because anything beyond that distance, there's really no point in spraying unless you're just effing incredible, like Jordan, which I still doubt he would try it. Now, something you will notice about the spray in this game is it is a little bit more of a random factor than there was in 1.6. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just as random with you as it was with the other person. However, it is more constrained than it was in the beginning. If you can't tell, I'm trying to urge you guys that have not played in a while to get on and play. It's been improved. A lot of people were saying, oh, Valve's not listening to feedback. They don't care about the 1.6 players. Well, they are incredibly, incredibly wrong. They have been listening. I speak with the devs on almost a daily basis, or the lead designer, rather. So, I mean, they really are interested in our feedback, and they were very excited to know that Jordan was interested in coming in because he's been known to be one of the top riflers in the world. So they really want to see how he feels about the game. And, of course, always interested in the videos that I put out, what Lurpus and Get Right and everybody says on the pro forums. So we're very excited for everything to come, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Don't forget, every Sunday night, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. It could be a time change here soon, so stay tuned to the Twitter and to the YouTube, and we'll be able to give you some updates. Is Choke Point. It's our show about team-based first-person shooters where we cover Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Tribes of Sin, Battlefield, and Natural Selection 2 is going to be coming up. Big news on that front, as well as Firefall and some other games. Thank you so much for tuning in. There's the Twitter information. Shameless plug. Fancy fade. Cool stuff there. I can't do it like Mega 64. We'll see you guys soon.